Hi. So I've recovered from the pain of my first dislike, and now I know what the fans really want. They think. Muffin blast! Pow! Anywho, I've talked about starting new series for this channel and to make different, more branching content, and this will be the start of one of those branches. Thus far, the vlogs have been in the vein of absolutely nothing, which we'll call Ab Noth now. It's trendy to shorten things, right? It brings it into the 90s. The theme I hope this one will branch off into is called How It Works, where I'll talk about my quirky way of explaining the universe, or at least how my strange little brain understands the universe. Anyway, the topic for this particular blending is things I'd never think to try. The human race has a great propensity for achievement. After all, it's how we prove to one another that we are a cut above the other animals on the planet. And using our skilled minds, we've been able to do wondrous things. After all, we invented electricity, government, lawnmowers, cable cars, cinema, McDonald's, novelty pillows. We've even been able to send people into outer space. We've used science and willpower to actually send men to the moon and bring pieces of it back to the Earth. And yet, there are still things that we do that I find incredibly odd to conceive. I'm going to try very hard not to fall into the groove of what so many other people on YouTube are doing, which are the R's. React, rate, rant, and also rank. Usually from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1, some 11. But I will list a few things that humans have done with their highly intelligent and grown-up brains. The brains made of the same stuff that gave us energy equals MC squared and the annoying orange alike. Let's start with the obvious. I just talked about astronauts. That stemmed from test pilots, which of course stemmed from the invention of the airplane in the first place. Okay, that makes sense, a nice logical progression, engineering-wise, and it's man with a capital M's desire to ascend above human limitations. Then there's rock climbing. To want, as Captain Kirk put it, to hug the mountain, to envelop that mountain, and to make love to the mountain, as some sort of challenge, which represents where no man has gone before. That's not necessarily true. Nowadays, it's impossible to be the first person to climb Everest. People have already done it. And some even did it without supplemental oxygen, which is crazy amazing. But when you have to add extra words to a record, I feel like it devalues the record a little bit. Not maybe devaluing the effort, because it is a lot of effort, but the achievement itself seems a bit less than amazing when you have to think of something like the first bisexual person of Maori descent with a club foot and half blonde hair and goiters to climb Mount Everest using only a unicycle with no jacket. That long laundry list of limitations in of itself devalues the effort. You climbed a rock and live, celebrate that, and share the pictures with your friends. Plus, how the hell are you going to get down when you get up there? Reaching the top is one thing, but now what? There's no stairs, probably. I don't know, people have been up there so many times, maybe there are stairs. Unless, okay, maybe if you climbed Hoover Dam, because then there's a road up there, and you could probably hitch a ride. It's these kind of extraneous thoughts that concern me. It's that stuff other than just because. A lot of these things can be spur of the moment, or if you're having too much fun, or if you happen to be a little inebriated, it makes more sense that you would come up with these things like, hey, I'm gonna go poke the lion, and he's gonna go, nah, and I'm gonna run back, and it's gonna be hilarious. It's the just because that motivates a lot of thrill-seeking, and I don't necessarily understand why you can't conceive of the other stuff when you're doing it. So to save on me sounding too much like I'm complaining, here's a quick list of other things I'm not too crazy about trying. Ziplining. Too many trees to hit on the way down, and too many stories I've heard of lost limbs just for this sort of tethered fake flying on a string. Bungee jumping. Can you say snap? Or even, oh that was the long bonk. Those rides where they strap you down between those giant cables and launch you up into the air. I had a slingshot as a kid, and I know how that works. How about extreme thrill roller coasters? Talking about the Matterhorn bobsleds or one of those old kind of style coasters is one thing, but if you have to basically sign a waiver to do anything, you ought to question what it is you're doing, in my opinion. This is, of course, why survey people and people with petition clipboards hated me in college. Parkour. Unless you're a star athlete, you're going to miss and probably fall down the staircase. Taking a blind jump. Whether on skis or in a dune buggy, if you didn't think that tree was there on the other side, Sonny, it's you. It's all on you. Wheelies and car tricks. I've seen too many amateurs lose control of motorcycles and cars on the street and some on the freeway. If you clear it with the parking lot owner, perhaps, and your insurance is aware of what you're doing, go ahead. But it's your head you're risking when you do that wheelie. Mountain biking. If you fall, you're at the mercy of the bears. Which brings me to my next thing. Jogging in bear country. One night in the Weather Channel when I was bored and flipping through, I saw a program about bears and joggers. Jogging outdoors is nice and all, but if there are wild bears who are stronger and faster than you, maybe stick to the gym where Yogi can't confuse you for a picnic basket. Remember, if you run through a tiger's den naked and get eaten, you're an idiot. But if you do it and live, maybe not so much. Food for thought. Next one. Arctic plunge. Who thought it was a good idea to cut a hole in the ice and jump in the middle of winter? Someone who thought they could beat hypothermia, maybe. Or maybe there's just not a lot of fun things to do in Michigan. I don't know. I'm from California. Planking the escalator. Yeah, it was cool the first time, but if everybody keeps doing it, to me you're just inconveniencing the people who want to use the escalator. It's been done 1,000,000 times. What's more, did you not see mall rats? Next to last is those hooks. You know, those ones that people use to suspend themselves with? Yeah, not going to try the tension strength of my back flesh out. There are some things about myself that I do not have to know, and that is one of them. And finally, putting a cinder block on a piece of wood, putting said piece of wood onto your sternum. This is all evenly distributed weight now, mind you. And then hoping your buddy with the sledgehammer above you breaks it and doesn't break you. Physiologically speaking now, you're putting a nice solid even weight on the most vital area of your body and hoping the thing does not crush you. What's worse is when your buddy misses and hits you in the muffin. Quote Sonic, that's no good. Maybe I'm too much like that angry Scotsman who can't help but shout at the TV, but some of these things compared to the power of human potential seems like we're not using our brains. But in the end, that's just me, and my opinion probably means absolutely nothing. So that was my first delivery with a teleprompter. I think from now on I'm going to do some more scripted stuff. I want to plug my Twitter, where I'm always writing random things most of the time, and my Tumblr, which might get some more content on it maybe, once I figure out what to do with it. So follow me on Twitter and Tumblr wherever I put the links, and subscribe here if you like me. You probably already are subscribed to me since this is video number 3, and thank you again. Goodbye. Captain Kirk is climbing a mountain. Why is he climbing a mountain? Captain Kirk is climbing a mountain. Why is he climbing a mountain? Hold it, please. To hug the mountain. To envelop that mountain. To hug the mountain. That mountain. That mountain. He wants to make love to the mountain. And in order to create that illusion,